You're here to learn about the human condition, and there is no better way of doing that than by embracing Shakespeare.
You're muted, Dave.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Why would I be muted?
I don't know. Technology.
Brother.
Okay. Hello and good evening again. Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3, Episode 10, The Defector is over. And so are technical issues, for that matter.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah.
This episode's been over since 1990, but we are here in 2025 on Live Long and Podcast, just getting started. Our mission to rewatch every episode of Star Trek The Next Generation continues. What is going... Can you stop? Okay. Okay. Our mission to rewatch every episode of Star Trek The Next Generation continues. One cloak threat, one Shakespearean deception, and one Romulan gamble at a time. In this episode, a lone Romulan crosses the neutral zone and requests asylum aboard the Enterprise, claiming to possess urgent intelligence about a secret military buildup. But as the crew weighs the cost of trust, diplomacy, and deception, the line between truth and manipulation begins to blur. Now, here's the guy who watched a Romulan risk everything to stop a war. Star Trek Raiders name a planet after Canadian animation studio, and Patrick Stewart played both Captain Picard and Michael Williams from Henry V, like it was all in a day's work. I'm your host, Dave Mader. And let's break it down with our terrific panel here tonight. Coming in first, he's not just reading the neutral zone. He's mapping the motives behind every maneuver from Ottawa till Nelvana 3. He's tracking the long game, the quiet tells, and the moment diplomacy turns into theater. It's Adam Woodward.
Hey, guys. I'm happy to be here. And Cole, welcome. Take a deep breath, buddy. We're happy to have you.
Thanks.
Hey, Dave, speaking of diplomacy, the Swedish king or somebody's in town right now. And I live in a bunch of an area where all the embassies are. And there's just like packed security and cars everywhere out in our streets. It's wild.
Right. High profile target, the Swedish king, I'm sure.
Apparently the PM's here too. Around
the PM's home. That's good. And coming in here next, he's our technologist and skeptic in chief. If the cloaking device specs don't add up or the diplomacy feels too theatrical, he's already raising an eyebrow. Whether it's Romulan deception or Federation idealism, he's not buying the narrative until he's run the diagnostics. It's Jody Simpson.
Hello, Dave. How are you today?
I'm well. I'm having a great night so far.
All your technology working, Dave?
All of it. All our cloaking devices.
So is mine too.
Our sensor scans. Everything's working just fine and peachy here.
Excellent. Yes, and the nice thing is my camera's not moving either, which is great.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Especially, and with us here again from the curling rink to the neutral zone. He's a rookie to Starfleet, but carrying the legacy of a lifelong Trekker dad. Whether it's Romulan deception or Federation restraint, he's learning the finer points of the final frontier, one episode at a time. It's Cole Rudnicki.
What's up, guys? Sorry about the camera. I can't explain it tonight, but I feel like our chief technologist should be helping out with this, no?
He should be.
Should he not?
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm a chief. I don't go down and do all that little work.
I heard technologists in that opening
You
stage.
did. Actually, I think you're right on there, Cole. I think we'll have to send Jody over to run some diagnostics.
Yeah,
Cole, are you in a room with like lights that are changing?
I am.
Okay.
I honestly, I tried to set it all up, and I don't know. Life just throws.
At this point, I'll take what I can get. So,
Yeah,
all
Like he's under attack.
he's under attack.
I was gonna ask, like, what? So the thing is, I got these lights that you ask. It's like AI generated, and you ask like what kind of themes. And I was wondering, like, I asked it for Star Trek themes, and this is what it gave me. So I guess I'll ask: is this very Star Trek? Because I don't know. I don't know.
Green red alert. Maybe it's what it's green alert.
It's like rotating alert of different colors. It's sometimes yellow alert, sometimes blue alert. I don't know. Could be all those things. This is a live stream here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Sam says Cole is being attacked by Romulans. Norman say the colors. We spell it with a U though. There, Norman.
Norman must be American.
Yes, I was muted. Yes, I was. And not a merry man. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting tonight.
Dave was definitely not a merry man a few minutes ago. Holy crap.
No, I was not. But here we are to talk about something that's, I think, a pretty good episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, the 58th episode overall, written by Ronald D. Moore, directed by Robert Shearer, and it debuted on January 1st, New Year's Day, 1990, 30-something years ago. I think
The first episode of the 90s.
The first episode of the 90s. It's not the 80s anymore.
We're in the 90s now.
We're in the 90s, and now they know. They know everything.
I hope McPizza comes back. That was good.
But it was technically shot in the 80s. So
Yes,
what do you think
true.
about that? Now this is a very strong episode. I'd like to get Cole's reaction first because he's watching this for the first time ever. And Cole, I don't know if you've watched any other Next Generation episodes since we last had you on, but so this is your second episode?
Yeah, no, I thought this one was I thought it was awesome, to be honest. I thought it was way better than the other one. I get what you guys were saying now with the whole scale thing.
Yes. You were last here for the bonding, which is an episode where it's not I wouldn't put it in the top 10. This could be in the top 10. I think.
Oh, I think it's a top 10 episode for sure.
We'll see.
I found, yeah, and I don't think I could you probably could have guessed the ending, but I think when you look at it, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, but I don't know. I felt like it was a simple ending, but it was hard to guess, if that makes sense. It's oh, that makes sense. The twist, but anyways.
Right, but I not knowing anything, I guess, about the backstory about Romulans and the Federation. Was it hard to follow or easy to follow?
No, it was pretty easy to follow. There was one part where there was one part where I was oh man, maybe this will get hard to follow, and I'm sure you'll show up, but I won't be able to see it because the screen's too small here. Where they're talking about all the races, Varun, and there was the Romulans, and there was someone out. There was another race, and I was
the Klingons get referenced.
Yeah, the Vrons. There was a line. There was a good line there that I'm sure will come out.
About the insults,
Yeah, the insults, exactly. I was oh, these guys must be pretty greasy guys if he's making that comment. I didn't realize there was swearing involved or anything like that. But
oh yeah, some racial slurs, if you will.
How do you allow Klingon
overall good episode
to walk around in a Starfleet uniform?
Yes. Okay, let's go over to Adam. Adam, is this better than The Price?
Let's not talk about the price.
Did you even have to ask that question?
This episode brings everything into clarity. First, to have such a strong episode in the third season that is so memorable and so enjoyable to continue to watch over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I love this episode. I don't get tired of it. The performance of I'll get his name in a minute. The Admiral
James Sloyan.
Thank you. He was just phenomenal in the interviews. In the interrogation, he was great. And the way he nods his head when he understands, he's got this perception of the Starfleet's not getting what he's trying to do, and it's just a great episode.
Yes, his performance is excellent. Like, and he does a lot with the like just simple facial expressions, eyes, like in addition to all the dialogue, which he does very well. But there's just this this raw emotion under his performance that's always there. Is the Price Adams assignment Earth? Maybe.
I don't think
There's a
it's that
few
bad.
yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Like, and this episode, like I looked up James Sloyan because I was like, what else did this guy do? And he did a couple other like guest appearances on Star Trek. He, mostly. He comes back in plays like, that episode with like Alexander from the future, and he pretends to be this other guy to get Worf to do, the one I mean, where he's trying to get Worf to send young Alexander like the Klingon school. No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I kind of remember it.
Yeah. So he was that
it
guy.
It was a great episode.
Then there's a Voyager episode called Jetrel where like it's like the war criminal guy who created this device that killed all of Neelix's people on their home on the Rhinax moon. He was the title character Jetrel in that. We got Worldmind saying, it was originally supposed to be Worldmind with us tonight. Sorry, I missed out on the podcast, fellas. This is a great episode to talk about. Yes, it is. And I think like of the difference, I think he had one other Star Trek appearance on Deep Space Nine. I think he also played Dr. Maura Cole. He played, which is like Odo's father, if you will.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
know that was him.
But this is his best. This is of all those performances, I think this is the best one. Partly because of the writing, partly because of just how he nails it. And there's this chemistry with him and Picard in particular that is so good.
Yeah, Sparky asks, the Romulan guy is also the father of the girl who discovers the monitoring station from Starfleet on the planet, correct?
Was he the father of what monitoring station?
There's the monitoring station there that doesn't exist. Is that what I can't see the comments. Was that what he's talking about?
Now, I'll tell you.
Different episode he's talking about.
I've watched this episode many times. I was going to get into this.
Who watches the Watchers? Was it in that one? No. I can't remember.
I'm not sure which one you mean, but I play this game Star Trek Online, which has like the Romulan faction, and the main character in that is her name's Tiaru Jarok, and I never put it together that she's meant to be the daughter of him from this, like, that he keeps referencing throughout this episode. And I'm like, I never put those things together. So that was great. Yeah. I mean, Jody, what's your thoughts on this episode?
Oh, this is a fantastic episode. It's one of my top 10 in the series, in my opinion. It's up there with like, Cause and Effect and all those really good episodes.
Yesterday's Enterprise, which is coming up as well.
Yesterday's Enterprise as well. Very good episode. I think season 3, there's a reason why people say season 3 is one of the better seasons of this series. And it's true. Yes. Who watches the Watchers? It was. Yeah. Okay.
Those weren't Romulans and Who Watches the Watchers.
No, they weren't. They were a hybrid off-breed, weren't they? They're
like just like how some planets have like other races that look exactly like humans. Sometimes the aliens look exactly like Vulcans.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they weren't technically. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, no. Overall, I think it's a fantastic episode. It's got a little bit of that Cold War drama in it. It's got it twists, like Cole said. It twists a bit, which is nice. I think on the first viewing, I think it's one of those episodes where you don't really know where it's going. And then, as you watch it over and over, you already know what the ending is going to be, but it's still great to get to that, like the journey to get there. So I think overall it's a fantastic episode.
Right. And coming off another episode from earlier this season, The Enemy, which was all about, the Romulans, and we had Commander Tomalak, who was like kind of the adversary in that episode. And now we have him back in this episode, to get one over on Picard in the Enterprise. But then Picard, he gets the Klingons involved. He played the Klingon trump card. Yes. So
Worldmind says we've already covered that episode. So go back and look and watch that episode.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah. So anyway, that is all of our setup for this episode. Let's just
wait. One more comment. and we're going to go right there now. The opening, freaking awesome.
The opening, like the holodeck part, or
yes. I love this.
All right, let's
Well,
get into it.
it gave Patrick Stewart the chance to throw those acting chops in like he normally is. So.
Right. Well, like I hadn't really watched this in a while, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Patrick Stewart, isn't it? I don't know if did you pick up on that, Cole?
Pat.
So the captain in this show was
Right.
also one of the characters in the holodeck as well.
In the Shakespeare.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah,
guard.
He played the
Yeah,
guard.
Really? No, I didn't even
Yeah,
notice that.
so he played two characters in that scene.
I did not even notice that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now you know something.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we start off on the holodeck. It's a scene from Henry V, Shakespeare play. It's a specific scene. I don't have it by the time.
This is like setting up for the big battle, the Agent Court battle. So
Yeah, as they're getting ready for the Agent Court battle, and we have Data here playing the role of Henry V, and we have a couple of these soldiers that he's meant to be disguised among, and he's interacting with to kind of get their take on it. So there's this guy who's one of the other soldiers he's talking to, and then there's this guy. This is Patrick Stewart.
This is Stewart as well. Just did a lot of makeup.
We're
No
impressed.
way.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And he even gives us a pretty cool accent here about.
But if the cause be not good, the king himself have a heavy reckoning to make. But all those legs and arms and heads chopped off in a battle shall join together at the latter day and cry all, we died at such a place.
So I was like, what did he say? Suture place? Such a place is what he would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you know it's him, though, you can recognize his voice. Like, you're
Right.
like, oh wait, that is
I think it's the nose that really screws you up, because when you see the
Oh.
nose, you're like, oh, that's not him. But the nose is insane.
This is the most makeup
kind of purposeful, though.
outside of the Borg makeup that he did in the 7 years, I think. But
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So anyway, he's here, and then we also have Patrick Stewart playing Captain Picard, who's like kind of as a member of the audience is kind of watching Data do this and watch his performance, and like and Data's doing this to try to get more connected with his humanity and to everything else. And so as the scene plays out, Picard starts clapping. He's like, "Great job!" And then Picard, like Patrick Stewart's other guy, he wants to attack Patrick Stewart here with the spike, because he's like, why is there a Starfleet captain here all of a sudden? Or a guy in a funny shirt, but then they freeze the program. And the other thing that's kind of talked about here is that Data is like, I'm imitating all the greats, all of these other amazing Shakespearean actors that have come. And that's what Picard's like, well, that's where you're going wrong. You have to do it yourself. You have to make it your own, or otherwise it's pointless. Imitation is not the point here, like of doing a Shakespearean play, of doing the acting. Is putting your own personal flair is the point.
I feel like this was like sort of weird, where he's like, you're not supposed to be imitating it, but like, why give him a play then? It's like he's trying to teach him the lessons, right? Like humanity. And then I think later in the episode, he's like, no, I value you for your like objectivity. So it's like sort of mixed signals.
Well, yeah, Data wants to be more human, but Picard values the fact that him being a machine does kind of remove him from some aspects of emotion, humanity. Certainly be more like less subjective, more objective, especially as it relates to the historical context.
This is also a great way to also further bring these two characters moving a little bit, because throughout the series, he does explain to Data a lot of things that he doesn't understand. Like the entire cast does that with Data, and so Data is almost like the surrogate kid of the series. So that's that.
Yeah.
I just like for a small little scene. This is a great way to kind of introduce that more to the audience.
And there will be other scenes with Data doing Shakespeare and Picard coaching him. Like this isn't the only time.
This is a normal thing going forward. Yeah.
But this is the first time they do it. Anyway, so then Riker calls down to the holodeck to say, hey, we got a Romulan ship. Something's coming across the neutral zone. And so they have to table this Shakespearean, romp here and head off to the bridge. This is where Picard's explaining more to him, and Data says, "How soon do you think we can, I can do a whole performance with a crew?" And Picard,
Yeah, and he's like, "Let's not rush this."
Yeah,
Let's
Blow those
rush it,
horses,
shall we?
everybody.
let's not rush it. Let's just take our time here, man. We got all the time in the world. All right, so then onto the bridge, where I guess Data had to go change, so he doesn't come to the bridge as quickly as Picard does. But we see this Romulan scout ship coming across the neutral zone, and they're figuring out very quickly that it's being pursued by a much larger Romulan warship. And so they're saying it as it's coming into visual range here. They put it onto the view screen, and we see the smaller Romulan scout ship coming along, and we see the much larger Romulan warbird that seems to be after it. And so that is our teaser for the episode. All we know is there's a Romulan crossing the neutral zone, and we head into our credits.
And that's a great way to start an episode.
It was. And this is only like the second episode Ronald D. Moore has written. The other being The Bonding, which was the other episode that Coley comes from Ronald D. Moore episodes, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
This was a long opening too. It was about 5 minutes before we started this.
Got to the credits.
Yeah, this is one of the more rare ones. Yeah, where the thing is that long. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So after the credits, we pick up right where we left off with the two ships, one in pursuit, one pursuing it. Although we'll find out later on in the episode that this is a bit of a ruse, a bit of a theater being portrayed by the Romulans. Not known to Jirok himself.
Yeah.
So they're waiting for.
Scene, though, I will say, like a first-time viewer, that pursuit, they literally didn't show it. I think it was on screen for like a second, and then it was off screen.
Right.
It costs a lot of money to do it.
It costs a lot of money to show those things back then. So
that's what I figured.
Like technically, this is what we call a bottle episode, Cole, where like it's all using existing sets. They never leave the ship.
There's nothing new.
There's nothing new.
Stuff that's been used before.
And they're not relying on special effects mostly. They're relying primarily on dialogue.
But that was the way it was with 26 episodes. Keep talking about that. You had some real good character stories.
But like now we have to wait like a year for special effects to be done on like a Strange New Worlds or Discovery or something like that, Adam. And back like sometimes like if you don't have to worry about special effects, you can still make amazing episodes of television that don't need all
the writers have to work a little harder.
Yeah, I guess
right.
That's tougher.
Like I almost thought that it wasn't necessary. Like they probably could have. Anyways, yeah,
right.
Makes sense.
We get a quick little conversation here between Jirok as he's being pursued, but the view screen gets knocked out as we see his ship has taken a blow.
Cold screen earlier tonight.
It would look just like this.
Just look like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says, I want to come. I'm intending to defect. And so they get Jody to extend the shields of the Enterprise around the scout ship. Although Jody warns, like, if they try to fight us, we're not going to be able to take much hits with our extending our shields.
Well, it's like trying to fit in bigger pants, It's like,
right.
Yeah.
It's like, just jump into my pants, Jirok, and then we can all be protected. But it's not.
I would get annoyed with Jody if I was captain. He's always saying to them, if you do this, it's gonna, you can't do that.
That's his job.
Like compared to Scotty,
why are you giving him hell for that?
He tends to like manage expectations quite a bit. Well, anyway.
Yes. Blame the technology, right, Cole?
Exactly.
Okay.
So anyway, they've extended here, and so Picard says, "You have crossed the neutral zone, Romulan warbird." They're just like, "Whatever, we're leaving. See ya, peace."
That was great too.
I like how they didn't say anything either. They just literally.
They're like,
left.
The better thing was the reaction from Picard and Riker. They just sort of look at each other like, "What the hell?" They're not even saying.
Like they're not even gonna give us like their Romulan like battle cry here or anything. Like
it's like when you're a parent and the first time when you think that your kid's gonna go after you for something and you're like, and then they just accept it and walk away. You're like, what? What?
Yes. So anyway, so they're gonna beam over Jirok from the ship. They send Riker down.
Hold on, go back. I never saw that Simpson before.
What about him?
And you never will again.
He's a new guy.
Yeah, he's wearing the old uniform.
I got a comment about that. It's like I literally wrote that down. This is my first time seeing the Romulans, and I like that the outfit like he's wearing sort of took me out of like he was a good actor, but that like what I didn't understand who chose that for them. It was
Why
like,
the Romulans wear these huge shoulder pads? Is that what you're
I
asking?
know. It's a
Dave,
rectangle.
I have to interrupt for a second because this comment is just too funny. Star Trek sucks.
Okay, well,
Why
we
are
appreciate.
you here? Like, go home.
Anyway, yes, this Romulan uniform that they pretty much use throughout Next Generation. They eventually do get rid of it, like in the Deep Space Nine episodes, where they go to something a little bit more sleeker.
It's inspired by 80s women's power suits.
It honestly is. That's what glam rock. I was like, this guy's spicy, or the Romulans are some spicy race here wearing that shit.
Yeah,
and the studs. If you look at them from the punk.
You're like,
studs,
what happens if you fall asleep and you're like nod off? And,
I like the texture and the patterns. I just wish it didn't have these shoulder pads are a little much.
the square shoulder pads.
Dave,
a little,
the
but
first-
they're like.
The first time I noticed the shiny boots too.
Oh yeah, they're shiny boots.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but like he kind of looks like a football player, right, with his helmet off a little bit, So there's a bit of that vibe. Anyway,
he's clearly injured. He comes off the pad injured.
Yeah, he's like his face is all burned, and he doesn't want to go to sickbay right away. He's like, take me to the captain right now. This is urgent. I can't wait. So they said, okay, this is weird, but let's go to the conference room. We see that the Romulan scout ship is there, just sort of off the starboard bow of the Enterprise, the shoulder pads. And man, I love that Romulan scout ship. It is sexy. Just the color.
To be fair though, this is the CG'd remastered version.
Yeah,
it didn't look like this in the original episode.
No, I know, but looks good here. Anyway, so now this guy who it is Admiral Jirok is the character, but he's pretending like he's some low-level lieutenant. Like he's not he's pretending he's somebody else. But saying that they're building a base in the neutral zone at Nelvana 3, where they're building up all these warbirds, and they're going to attack the Federation. And there's going to be a war here unless you intervene. Right. And Riker's just like, so what? All of our Federation listening posts along the neutral zone just missed it? Like, we can't see this? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I guess you missed it. So I'm here to save your lives. So congratulations. And Defect. And Picard is like trying to figure out, is this guy lying to me, or is this part of some greater Romulan conspiracy or trick, or should I take this guy at his word? And that is kind of like the dilemma that they're left in here. As Worf, starts questioning things and everything else, and there's like, okay, Picard's like, maybe you should go to sickbay. He's like, you'll want to interrogate me more, right, Picard? He goes, yeah, we will be. That's all.
Yeah, eventually.
But just interesting take there as he gets taken off to sickbay.
But again, I think it just shows the strength of that actor is like the way he left it. He stood up and he just looks at these guys in almost disgust. Like, you're not taking me seriously.
Right. But like, come on. Like, if it was the other way around and there was some Federation guy coming onto their side, first take off your shoulder pads.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. They wear them to make them. They have like this kind of complex about looking more intimidating. Anyway, so. They start talking about the Romulans. The Romulans are always like playing a game of chess with you. It's mental. They typically don't attack first, is the other thing Data tells us here. Is like in their history, they kind of try to lure you into attacking them first. And then there can be a war or whatever else. But
Ronald D. Moore.
So they see the Romulan scout ships just kind of out there outside the window, and they're like, okay, maybe we should go over there and check it out. But as Picard is talking to his crew about the next steps here and doing the research, the Romulan ship just blows up right while Picard's talking,
as they do.
But this scene's important because Jody, I can't wait to get over there and see their ship and see what I can find out.
Right.
And why it's important, you'll find out in a moment. Yes, exactly. Romulans equal Russians. Like my friend and I were talking about this episode earlier today, and he reminded me that Hunt for October also came out in 1990.
Space
Karens.
Space Karens in power suits. That's good.
Where
Go ahead.
Captain Ramio Marcus defected with a hunt for, or from the Red October, or with the Red October. Remember, so this was a big
Right.
theme in these years. Yeah,
Because the Hunt for the Red October, I think it came out in did it come out in 1990?
1990. Yes,
but this is January 1st, 1990.
Yeah, but this was made in '89.
But isn't Gates McFadden in Hunt for the Red October?
No, she's in Patriot Games.
She's in Patriot Games.
Yeah, she is in one of those, but yeah, it's not that one.
Actually, no, you're right. She is in Hunt for Red October. She is in Hunt for Red October.
Right, she's Alec Baldwin's wife, right?
Yes, yeah.
In the
Jack Ryan.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
So, but was she?
I
Maybe
have to
she was
watch that
shooting
again.
her. I don't know when they shot that movie. Probably around early 1990. So,
Well, probably when she was off in season 2.
Yeah.
maybe yeah. So maybe she's like, hey, we just shot this great movie. Maybe we should make an
Tubs and
episode
stuff.
first. Anyway,
She had a
so
bit. I mean, she was only in it for.
she's only really in one scene, but you know. Anyway, so they're treating his wounds here. The defector. Riker's like, why would you blow up your own ship? You know, he was like,
Yeah.
oh, you wanted all our secrets, I bet. You wanted all our technology. And he was like, sorry, but I thought you were defecting. What are you talking about? Right? And he's like, you don't understand anything about me. I'm not here to betray my people. I'm here to stop a war. And Crusher's like, can you shut up and sit still for a second while I heal your wounds? Pulaski saves the Hunt for the Red October. Who knew? Anyway, so you know, she's like, oh, we actually had some recent experience treating Romulans, and there's kind of like this glimpse to Worf, you know, because Worf wouldn't be a donor to that other Romulan guy who ended up dying in the enemy.
Oh, you see, I never put 2 and 2 together. That's good.
Yeah, well, then they actually bring up that episode. He's like,
yeah, they did
well,
bring it up.
you know, we've met some Romulans before, and Worf goes, oh, so you know about that, but you claim to be some low-ranking lieutenant. How could that be? And he was like, yeah, everyone knew about that. It was common knowledge. It was like on the news every night. Everyone knew in Romulus. And then this is where he starts like insulting Worf. He calls him a Batak. He calls him a Torza.
Oh, remove this Torza from my sight.
Torza from my sights. And everything else. And Worf's like, oh, you did it, you Romulan SOB. I will show you. But then, Breakers puts him away here.
Your knowledge of Klingon curses is impressive. But as a Romulan might say, only a Varul would use such language in public.
Only a Varul. So he's like, then he starts laughing as soon as Worf leaves. And he's just like, that was hilarious. That guy.
I like him. I like him.
And to say, I understand him. He's a warrior. I'm a warrior. I get it. Like, you know,
He clearly hasn't watched all the episodes up to this right now, though. Because Worf is no warrior in this show.
He's a warrior. He's got a heart of a warrior. Drinks prune juice and
He only got cool in DS9.
Anyway, so after this scene, we head over to this is where Riker's showing him the like his quarters and like the food dispenser, the replicator, and then they leave him here, and he tries to order water with like a Romulan setting, like a Romulan temperature gauge, and they're like, nope, like
this system is calibrated to the Celsius metric system.
Yeah, that's right, Americans. Just
so
like
you're
you
telling
will
me
be.
they program these things so whenever a visitor comes on board, it won't translate. It's just like, no, you have to do it our way.
I think it's just to reinforce that the Romulans, like how distant the relations are between the Federation and the Romulans, that they don't even know like Romulan temperature gauges. Like, I think if it was like maybe like a Klingon rating, it would work, but a Romulan rating, not so much, you know?
Hey, another thing about, again, I just enjoy this guy's performance so much. Just the way he goes around the room. And you know, he leans in to check the rooms. Like, there it is right there.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't go in.
I think he's supposed to portray that he's very paranoid. Like he's
paranoid and he's not happy about where he is. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be doing all this. And then they kind of set up that he has the suicide pill in this scene too.
Which is good.
Oh, that's
one should have one.
It just looks like a Tums. Like I
thought it was a tracker. I thought it was a tracker. I didn't realize this was the pill, but that makes sense.
Yeah, like this.
Big tab of vitamin C.
It's tab of vitamin C. It could be anything, really. You know, we just
it probably is a vitamin C tablet by the looks of it.
Right, but I guess they just wanted to set up that, you know,
he's like, my mom told me I should have took this.
What, like,
that
on
he
your
has
first
this.
viewing, did you know that, like, when you first saw this, did you know that
No,
was, like, for him?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about it, even really, you know, and so it was
because at this point you don't know where this is going, Cole. Like, you know, right? I mean, your first time, you don't know what his motivation is or anything.
Not at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
and whether you should trust this guy or not, right? So anyway, then we have the analysis up on the bridge. This is where we got Data and Picard trying to figure out are his claims legitimate? They're looking at this planet, Nelvana 3, and all their scans are showing there's nothing on this planet. Nothing's happening there. Like everything he's saying about the secret base, this military buildup, none of that's showing. So, you know, could it be cloaked? Could the Romulan cloaking technology be like what's obscuring it? They can't be sure. But, you know, if what he's telling them is true, they have to take this very seriously. But so far they can't corroborate anything.
And that's the dilemma of the whole thing is, do they trust this guy? And if they don't, it could be disastrous for them. But it also can be absolutely terrible if they do trust him.
And it nearly is. It nearly is here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so we then see that Picard gets a communique. We get one of a couple of messages here from this admiral that's like scrambled, and it's time delayed too. It's not a two-way conversation. It's just like a recorded message.
Yeah, this is one of the only times I remember them like actually describing like subspace. They didn't do they. I don't think they did it justice because the fact that it was 2 hours delayed. You know, we're watching For All Mankind right now, where it's an 8-minute delay to Mars. But you know, for 2 hours on subspace channels, this would be way far away where they are.
Yeah, but like if they're near like Romulus and Earth are not that far apart, and so that's what's kind of confusing to me here. Like because they can't be, because Earth and Romulus had a war in the 22nd century when they were only like using warp 5. Right. And so like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that the Enterprise would have to wait a 2-hour delay here, but maybe this is for security reasons or something. Anyway, this admiral, I don't know if we ever get a name of this admiral, but he's just kind of like saying like, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, Captain. But, you know, if the Romulans are faking this, they're doing a pretty good job because their government's protesting, their ambassadors are telling us off. But, you know, you're kind of on your own out there. So you just have to try to figure it out and see what you can learn.
Pardon me, Dave. He actually was in the credits. His name is John Hancock, oddly enough. And it's Admiral Hayden.
Admiral Hayden. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's the advice here to Picard on just like, I don't know, just try to figure it out. He calls him Jean-Luc, as every admiral's on a first name basis with Picard.
Oh yes, they all are.
You know, so
and when they drink at the club.
Yeah, at the club, the captain's lot. So he gets that, and Picard is still like, okay, like this is getting pretty heavy. What am I going to do about all this? We then get the next scene. This is where Jody and them are doing the analysis on the earlier pursuit of the scout ship and the warbird. And this is where Jody's like, look, like they were chasing this scout ship. The scout ship then loses some speed, and then but the warbird also matched that. The warbird should have overtaken them before he crossed the border. So they perhaps wanted him to escape. Like they allowed him to cross that neutral zone. You know, like Jordy's like, look at the radiance, you know, and this is what only making his claims more suspicious and more non-credible, effectively, you know. And this is where Picard also questions, like, could his wounds be self-inflicted, you know, to Dr.
Why
Crusher?
is Beverly in this conversation?
For the reasons I'm explaining right now, that, you know, like, could those burns be self-inflicted or you know, like, you know, and she's like, well, they're really bad burns, but I guess it's possible that someone could do that to themselves. But you know, that was about it. Right. So Picard's like, in terms of whether Picard feels like he can trust this guy, it's definitely going the wrong way. He's like, no, like everything else here, this is looking more and more like a Romulan trick. So then after that, we then get the next communication here from Admiral Hayden, where they're like, the Federation Council's meeting and we're trying to figure this all out. And, you know, it could be a war here. So we recommend you just kind of patrol the neutral zone and kind of keep an eye on things. I don't know where the rest of the fleet is, like why they're not
They're never around. They're always like somewhere else.
They're in the Laurentian territory sector.
They're
I
always
think what it is like the Enterprise has like a jurisdiction and nobody's allowed to fly near it.
must be a pretty big
They're always in the
jurisdiction.
Laurentian, whatever you call it, sector.
Yeah.
You think you just have a few ships like for this kind of situations, but
Just have a
anyway.
couple laying around, yeah.
So they were sending in the Monitor. I thought that was interesting. The Monitor was a Civil War first ironclad ship.
Right, they do mention two ships. You're right. It was the Monitor, and what's the other ship they mentioned? The Crazy
I don't
Horse.
remember the other one. No, it wasn't Crazy Horse.
Or it was like the Yorktown or something. But
Yeah,
anyway,
Yorktown.
so Data comes in to give a report, and he's like, "Well, we're still not detecting anything, but we're going to get a probe ready to launch to that Nelvana 3 planet." And this is where Picard turns him around and says, "Hey, come talk to me. I want you to. We might be going to war any minute now, and so I want you to keep a historical record about what's happening here. Keep things objective, so that we'll remember what happened." And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, it was the Yorktown. Okay." And then he's like, "How's the crew doing?" I thought it was a little odd that Picard was asking Data this question instead of Riker.
But wait. It's not though. You tie this back to the beginning, the first scene.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because again, Picard is the teacher, and he's bringing this back to Data. Like, remember what we were doing at the beginning? We were learning.
Well, and the whole scene was like the fact that in Henry V, he's like this king who's walking amongst the commoners, pretending to be there, right? And he's like, "Don't you sense like the crew's anxiety, apprehension about all this?" He's like, "Unlike Henry V, I can't quite disguise myself, and walks amongst the people. So I have to kind of rely on the feedback."
Not with that melon.
Yeah. Maybe with a toupee, he could get away with it. Anyway, so then we get the interrogation scene here. This is, I think, Troy's only scene in the whole episode, which I thought was a little odd. But
have we ever seen this room before or after?
Yes, like I feel like when they have the episode, the Drumhead, where they're doing all those like trials. I don't
think that's it though. I think this is like the server room. Remember that one episode?
Well, there was that
dressed slightly different.
There was that other scene, where they had like this, the computer room or the computer core, earlier this season. So it could be that room, but yeah, it's a little bit different. He's like, "I already told you everything I know," and Troy's like, "But you're not telling us the important stuff. You're holding back. You're leaving things out." And he's like, "Irrelevant. I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you what you need to know, not things you would like to know." Right? And they're getting pissed. They're like, "But we need to know everything. Do you not know how defecting works?"
Riker's like, "Do you need me to straddle your chair? Like, do I have to do that?"
He's like, "Yes, you do."
Do it, Riker.
Because he's still claiming he's like this low-level lieutenant that doesn't know anything, and he's like, "Well, tell me tell me about what you do know. Tell me what's in your sector, what's in your area." He's like, "Who's your?"
But through this episode so far, he's already sort of like alluding things like, "Oh, that was the." He knows too much stuff that's going on.
Oh yeah.
For it's not common knowledge that everybody knows about a mission to that planet.
London core. Like, I don't think everyone would know that mission, right? But he tries to like cover his tracks there, but Worf kind of figured him out earlier.
You don't know what the news cycle's like on Romulus. It could be insane. They could have their own Fox News running all the time.
Well, it's possible, but considering they're such a secretive people, like it doesn't seem likely.
It does seem unlikely. Yes, you're right.
Right. Anyway, so we're playing this stupid game here. They want to get out of it, and not, and anyway, then we see they have this setup scene here, basically where Worf is saying, "Hey, you know how you told me to call the Klingons? I called the Klingons," and Picard says, "Yeah, go talk to the Klingons down on deck 6. Don't do it here." Right. Yeah. So that's just setting up the fact that the Klingons are going to save the day here at the end. This is the insurance policy that Picard is setting up for the end.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet.
We don't know that.
So
yet.
They can't call Starfleet. They have to call the Klingons to help.
Right, because I guess they have cloaking devices, right? They have the ability to hide their ships, whereas the Federation wouldn't. But like Picard could lead an entire fleet across the neutral zone. I guess he didn't want to do that either. So
he can't, Dave. He can't get a fleet.
He can't. He might be able to get 3 ships if he's lucky. A task
but this is Yorktown, and the Monitor will be late. They're gonna be. It's all over by the time they arrive.
Yeah,
guys, they don't even have grapples on there.
They'll be here on Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, maybe.
The grapplers. We need the grapplers back.
We do.
Anyway, there's this scene that comes later on with Data and Jody in engineering, where they're kind of saying like, we're thinking like this Romulan guy is full of shit. Like we can't trust what he's saying. But Jody's saying, I don't know, man. I feel like we should trust him. I have my gut feeling is telling me that there's more to this. And Data's like, but the facts don't support that. He's like, but it's not just about the facts, Data. It's about more than that. It's about, you got to look at the whole, the grander scheme of things.
You know what? This is where I find one big plot hole with Data is if he's been in Starfleet so long to get his rank that he is, was 20 years he's been in by this point.
Yeah.
I wish they had made his service a little shorter.
Right.
Because if they're still teaching him basic humanity, like gut feeling, it seems odd to me.
It seems like he would. It seems like he wouldn't even be able to graduate from the academy, being so naive. But you know,
right.
I thought it was the opposite. Honestly, I thought the guy was saying like the gut feeling is that this guy, like your gut feeling would be he's like bad because he's acting like he's not. But you're saying that guy was saying, oh, the gut feeling should be that he's good, and the facts are saying that he's bad.
The facts are saying that he could.
Because I thought the facts were saying that he was telling them, look, I'm, this, scout, like I'm a defector, I want to join you. So he was basically like, I think the facts were on his side with, he wasn't trying to cause them harm. And I thought, I guess that was that Jody? Jody was saying, oh, look, maybe you shouldn't look at the facts. The gut feeling may say, oh, no, this guy is.
The facts that they're talking about, the facts are saying that it looks like that Romulan warbird let the ship escape.
Yeah.
It's very clear he's hiding things and he's not telling us the whole truth, at least. Right.
All right.
And so those are the only facts they really have. And that the scans of the planet he claims have this base. There's no base there as far as they can tell. Right. But Jordy's saying, but I think he's not. I don't think he's lying to us, is basically what Jordy's saying. That's his gut feeling. Right.
Which is what I like about the dynamic of this episode, because you have some of the cast members are saying, they kind of believe what's going on. You have others that are like, this guy's definitely on the wrong page, so it's kind of interesting that you have both ways.
It's very strange to me that Troy is so underutilized in this episode.
Yeah, this would be an episode that you would think that she would be very highly utilized, but instead she's not at all.
Yeah. So it allows for Data to be sort of our point of view character in a lot of ways. Yeah, in a lot of ways, this is a Data episode.
He's the learner in this episode, yeah.
Right. Including all his Shakespeare and all those things. And anyway, and they're looking at the probe data, which is kind of saying the same thing. Like there's nothing here indicating that there's a base, right? Yeah. So, but they tell Picard the only way we're really going to know for sure is if we actually beam down there and look. Like we can't tell. We can't just go off scans, right? Yeah. We're going to have to go there. I was like, geez, like, and this is the whole part of the Romulan plot. They want to lure them across the neutral zone so they can capture the Enterprise. That's ultimately the goal here. We have this scene that comes afterwards in 10 Forward, where Jirok here is having a drink, and he's just getting stared at by Data. Like, I guess Data's trying to figure him out, see if his gut feelings are telling him what to think about Jirok.
This is a very interesting line, though. You're invading my privacy by staring at me. I kind of thought that's actually true.
It is. It is true. He's like, have you never seen a Romulan before? He's like, yeah, I have. He's like, then why are you invading my privacy? Like, what is up with you? Interesting take, in line, but I agree with it completely. And Data explains himself, and he's like, you're the android. Yeah. He's like, I know a whole team of Romulan cyberneticists that would love to take you apart and put you back together again. Which Data's like, that doesn't sound good. This only makes me.
I think that was sexual, but anyway.
This only makes me hate Picard season 1 more because they have this. They establish that there are Romulan cyberneticists, but in Picard season 1, they'll say no. The Romulans hate artificial technology and artificial intelligence, and they never developed an android or anything like that before. But this is.
Why would you have cyberneticists? Like, isn't that
exactly? It's a contradiction, right? Yeah. And so, anyway, but that's not the only contradiction Picard gave us. The show Star Trek Picard. Anyway, so this is where he's like, oh man, like I can't even get a good Romulan drink around here. Do you think you can make me some Romulan ale? And he was like, well, we'd have to have the molecular composition of the drink to do so. But I might be able to bring Romulus to you. And so they end up taking him to the holodeck, not for Shakespeare, but to take him to Romulus. Now, considering that they know so little about Romulus, it's interesting that they're able to recreate this place with such detail.
Yeah. Honestly.
But
they do. I picked up that. I wrote that down. That was one of the things that I picked up on was like how can he be there?
They know enough.
They don't know their temperature scale.
No, that's not what she said, though. She said that you have to order things in that. They might still know the scale.
Maybe. Or we just won't allow anything but metric. You better use metric or forget it.
But I swear he says that like literally moments before they go in the holodeck here. Like he says, he says
we don't know anything about your planet, hardly.
And then he's like, let me show you it. So it's
right.
But they've scanned the planet. They already know what the planet looks like.
They didn't even know what Romulans looked like until the 23rd century.
Well, that's true, but
there's just like I don't know what they know and don't know about the Romulans is a little bit inconsistent. But anyway, but he looks at this for like 10 seconds and then he's like, turn it off. I hate it. Like this is that's not my home anymore. I don't like it. Like, I got to face reality. This is my reality. I'm here with you and these Federation types and everything else. And he's
in this obnoxious room.
Yeah. And I can't even get a Romulan ale. What the hell? Then we get the next communique from Admiral, what was it? Hayden. He's like, I think is this where he explains that it's the Jirok, who Jirok is and his background? I don't know if this is the
no, because at this point he's confirming because he said, tell him that Admiral Jirok wants to speak to the captain. Right in the holodeck.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's like, yeah, tell Picard I want a meeting. Tell him Admiral Jirok would like to see him. Yeah, so this is where he reveals. And I think this is where Hayden says, yeah, we verified that he is Jirok. And he is like this, he's responsible for some kind of a massacre.
So again, this is weird, though, because so if you think about this, so if Jirok told Picard he wants to speak to him, then Picard's telling the Admiral 2 hours. Then the Admiral goes, yes, you're right. And it comes back 2 hours. Like the timing doesn't all work here. Weird.
Yeah. Well, we don't know exactly how much time goes.
And you know what? But they would know what Romulan ale is. Because in Wrath of Khan.
In Undiscovered Country, they're all drinking.
Country.
But it's also
in Wrath of Khan, it was also there because Kirk got a birthday present from McCoy, which was that.
True. But that's before replicators.
Yeah, but they know what the molecular structure is.
Yes, they do.
Well, it's illegal. Don't forget Romulan ale is illegal.
That's true. It is illegal.
Not for medicinal purposes.
This is not for medicinal purposes. But anyway, so Jirok, now revealed, is here to talk to Picard. And this is where Picard just like, okay, let's talk about this.
Hit me, Karen. What do you got?
What do you got, Space Karen? Tell me what it's like. You have done nothing to convince me. You've done nothing to show me what's up here.
You see, I'm just not convinced that you are telling the truth. You must convince me. If I had irrefutable evidence, but you did not bring irrefutable evidence. You brought no evidence at all.
You brought no evidence at all. Like, what am I supposed to do with this, right? And these two going back and forth, and he was like, I'm not going to. I'm a man of peace. I want to come out here. He's like, you are not a man of peace.
Except, Admiral, you are not a man of peace. On military record, what we know of it is clear. The massacres in the Norcon outposts, for example.
What you call massacres were called the Norcon campaigns on my world, Captain. One world's butcher is another world's hero.
That's a great.
Perhaps I am neither one.
Perhaps I am neither. Yeah, it's
I
really
love that line. It's such a good line.
Yeah. Stuff must spread on Romulan then, if he says that. Like, there's heroes there, obviously.
Oh, sure. Like, you know,
Well,
exactly.
There's got to be Fox News or something like you're saying, Joe. There's got to be something like that, right? If that's happening.
Well, everybody. It's the old adage that everybody thinks they're the allies, right? Like,
everyone thinks they're the good guy of their story.
They're the good guys in their story, yeah. So it makes sense.
And so he's like, maybe I'm not a butcher, maybe I'm not a hero, maybe I'm just a soldier, right?
Guys,
but
the victorious write the history. So
the victors write the history. That's true.
True.
But he also reveals in this conversation why he's doing this. It's not for peace in our galaxy. It's because he's thinking about his daughter. He's got this daughter, and he doesn't want her to grow up in war or die in a war or all those things, right? He's trying to protect her and all children in the Romulan Empire.
Like this scene was so good. You know, that line where he's going on about, I hope you have it, Dave. Like, you know, she's going to think her dad was a traitor, but at least she's going to grow up.
At least she's going to grow up.
Yeah.
Know that her dad was a traitor. Yeah.
This is when you believe this guy is doing it for the altruistic reasons. Like, he's throwing his career away. He's throwing his reputation away. He's throwing everything away to do this.
Exactly.
And I feel at this point in the episode, like, I'm going, what's going to happen? Because I don't like the outcome. Like, but it's good.
Yeah, no, it makes sense here, and why his motivations suddenly come into focus, and you understand why he's doing what he's doing. So then Picard goes to meet with his staff, and Picard believes him. He's decided, okay, I think this guy is telling me like what I accept his explanation now, right? So this is, I guess, where we're going to cross into the neutral zone. We're going to go and try to do this and try to see if we can corroborate these decisions. And my favorite in this scene is Worf. Worf just not even looking at Picard, seemingly not listening. Yeah. You know, the warrior getting ready for battle and all of that. So they decide.
He's
probably trying to figure out what he's supposed to do for his job.
He's probably just getting a little too, sexually aroused from the whole battle prospects. So they're heading into the neutral zone. They're heading from Nirvana 3. They are going in here, and this is like crossing into enemy territory, basically. Even though it's the neutral zone and it's neutral, you know, it's
you're not allowed to be there.
You're not allowed to be there.
No one's supposed to be there.
Yeah, this is not like crossing into their sovereign territory specifically, which the Romulans did a couple episodes ago, if we recall.
But it's essentially like maritime rule here, you know. It's like, you know, it's kind of like no one really governs this area, so
right,
anybody can be in it.
Yeah, and so anyway, they come to the planet. Their scans find nothing. There's nothing here. Like, you know, what about those energy things our probe was finding? Well, there's something weird going on, but we can't. It doesn't seem to be anything going on here. So they're like, okay, like, well, Admiral, come up to the bridge. There's nothing here, Admiral. It's a bunch of bupkis. It's a bunch of nada. You know, like it's nothing. And Jirok, very confused, you know, like, well, I saw all the reports. I saw everything, you know, like there must be a base here. There must be this fleet. Could it be cloaked? But Data says it can't be cloaked. You know, and so they're like, they don't know what to do. This has been Key's legitimately surprised as much as they are. Maybe probably much more, in fact. So Riker's like, hey, can we like leave the neutral zone right away then?
Like, you know, put on the blinker and let's go make a Yui here. Like,
yeah, it's like, let's get out of here before it's too late. But just as the Enterprise tries to come about, the 2 or 3 I guess it's just 2 Romulan warbirds.
Those darn warbirds, they just show up.
Yeah, they come out.
They're so menacing, though. I love the look.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, they're so scary looking.
Yeah.
What did you think of the ship design, Cole, for the Romulans?
Oh yeah, I thought they were awesome. They're super cool.
Well, and it's hard to really see here too because the scale doesn't make a lot of sense. But they're bigger. Like, they're like way bigger.
I just wish they were like they surrounded the ship because like realistically, like I feel like it could get away from this type.
So
of
the running joke in Star Trek is everybody flies on the same plane.
Mhm.
So
makes sense.
Yeah, they all agree where up and down is, I guess.
yeah, up and down is all one way, and that's just how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually gave me vibes of like, you remember the Enterprise incident, guys, from the original series,
Yes.
where those 3 Romulan ships surround the Enterprise there.
And I think that was on purpose. I think they this is a bit of a nod to that.
A little bit, yeah.
But you know what? Like the green is such a great color for the enemy ships. You know, they carried it over for the Borg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, just the glow of those nacelles. There's everything here, right? And the size. And then we find out later that the Romulan ships, the Romulan ships, they're powered by like a black hole, like a miniature black hole.
Yeah, essentially they have a black hole for their engine fuel.
Yeah. So which gives them a lot of power. Gives them a lot of power in their weapons and everything else. So anyway, so the Enterprise and the crew, they're surrounded by the Romulans. They get a couple love taps here.
Of course,
from the Romulans.
as one does.
But not like nothing too extreme, because they don't want to destroy the Enterprise outright. They want to claim it as a trophy, right?
Obviously.
So they're trying to get us out of here. Get ready, Jody. Give us power. And guess who it is? Commander Tomalak,
the one-armed man.
We see him many times.
It's Andreas Katsoulis from Babylon 5.
Who? What?
Exactly.
Or the fugitive.
And the fugitive, the one
he was in the fugitive.
Right, he was in that too. And anyway, he's so great here. He's like, "Hello, Captain. Nice. Now it's you who've crossed the neutral zone illegally, it seems."
I love this smirk on him though the whole time. It's just so good.
He's so smug.
The whole time you're just like, this guy's an ass, but he's so awesome.
Yeah,
he is, and he found out his coworker is a traitor, and like he's just all happy.
Oh yeah, he's like, he's
look at what I stumbled upon.
Right, and then he's like, you're gonna give us Duroc, right? And Duroc's like, this was all a ruse, all of it. You showed me fake everything. You showed me fake orders. You showed all these conscriptions, all these ideas, just to fool me, all to lead to this. He can't even believe it, and he's a high-ranking military officer, and he can't.
I just want to note that the guy in the background, the security guy in the background, he's better at his job than Worf is.
Yeah, well, he works for Worf.
Yeah, but he's better because he's actually doing something.
So, and he's like, you're gonna give us the traitor, and you're gonna give us everything here. I think I have it here with Tomalak.
You see, Picard, after we dissect your enterprise for every precious bit of information, I intend to display its broken hull in the center of the Romulan capital as a symbol of our victory. It will inspire our armies for generations to come, and serve as a warning to any other traitor who would create ripples of disloyalty. First, Captain, you will return the traitor Jarok. Then you will surrender as prisoners of war.
You seriously expect me to accept those terms?
No, Captain Picard.
No, I don't.
I expect you won't. You have 30 seconds to decide.
I do not require one, Tomalak.
I don't even need 1 second, Tomalak. It's all. And this is where Picard plays his trump card, if you will. Mr. Worf, let them know. And all of a sudden, there are 3 Klingon bird of praise, apparently.
Which are also cool designs as well.
Yeah. Decloaking and surrounding now the Romulans here. And I don't know what the rules are about Klingons entering the neutral zone, but they're here, and they now have the jump on Tomalak. And he was like, but you wouldn't survive our battle. He's like, yeah, but you wouldn't survive either. So should we all die together?
Mutual assured destruction, man.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction. And
that's a great line.
How long do we stare at each other across the neutral zone? And there's just this moment here. I love it with Tomalak. He's like, okay, Picard, you win today. That was a pretty good move.
That's a good one.
Well played. Well
played. Well, they talk about like it's always a game of chess with the Romulans, and like he's like, okay, that was a good chess move. I liked it. So
that's what I like about that character, and he comes back a couple times, and
he's in 4 episodes, but one time he's like a hologram. It's not really.
Yeah, it's not really him. Yeah,
but anyway. So the Romulans are okay. You leave, we'll leave, and Worf's like, that was awesome.
Like, I done it good.
Yeah, that was awesome. And he's like, can you just thank the Klingons and tell them we owe them one and all that? That'd be great. So everyone walks away. No one dies. That's nice.
I like the ass end of the Klingon ships, though. I think they look good.
Well, yeah, they have that right in the middle there. Like, I don't think they say that no ship has been shown more in Star Trek than the Bird of Prey.
Yeah, it's iconic.
It's iconic and it's been used so many times.
I also like that in Next Gen they kept the design too, which was good. The eagle wing design.
Yeah, and they can move the wings and all that.
Yeah, they can move the wings around and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, Picard's like, okay, now let's leave the neutral zone, number one, at your leisure. So like they're moving on, but then we pan over to Jirok and he is just devastated, right? Because it was all for nothing. He defected for nothing. He, his daughter's got to think he's a traitor, all these things. And what was it all for?
It was for nothing. I'll be honest. This guy is like, I don't know. He's got a funny costume. He comes in. He's doing it because he's pissed off that he got sent to a crappy work location. Like, I don't know. That's his only motivation. He's like, crap, they sent me to some far off planet. Clearly there was a reason. The minute
because he was protesting. He was like, no, like we shouldn't be building up our offense against the Federation. That's dumb. Like, a war with the Federation would be dumb, right? For both sides, it would be devastating. Norman saying the actor only liked it if Tomalak was on the view screen. In Future Imperfect, he did not like being on the ship. He wanted to be menacing. You mean Andreas Katsoulis? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then after that scene, there's a time jump, undeterminate here, where we see Picard and Data coming down the corridor, and Jirok is dead. He's just, Dr. Crusher says, well, he must have brought some poison with him. I guess our biofilters couldn't detect it.
Those filters that never seem to work.
Yeah. He must have brought it with him, so there's nothing I could do. He was like, it was nothing here. And then there's a letter. He's read it into his daughter, and Data says, but he must know we can't deliver it. But Picard gives a pretty good line here at the end. He's like, well, he knows that maybe one day when there's peace with the Romulans, we can deliver that letter, hopefully. If there are enough brave men like Jirok. And that is the end of the episode, And
personally, I like the ending because, yes, it's it's kind of on a sad note, but it also shows like the fact that this show will not every episode's going to be a happy ending, and that's good.
But he would never be happy in Federation space anyway.
No, he's a complete Romulan.
I think he kind of have the impression he was going to kill himself anyway. It was just. It was just when, I guess. He just
didn't like this suicidal military posturing that his government was taking more and more from his perspective. So
I mean, it seems like a big ruse to weed out one guy who probably wasn't like a traitor. He wasn't a traitor. He just can't stomach the idea of war with the Federation.
Well, it wasn't just to weed him out. It was also to steal the Enterprise, right? And to be able to, it would be quite the thing. Just how they wanted that Romulan scout ship. Like, what could they do with the Enterprise? If they had that, if they were able to study it.
Its hull would be in the capital of Romulus.
Yeah, as a trophy, a warning for others. Riker always judges this guy, Tam, eliminate, Roller.
Yeah, exactly. This is why Riker is never a captain, because he can't. Curious before judgment. That's the key.
He ends up being an admiral.
Well, he's not a very good admiral.
Actually, that was in the alternate timeline.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
he never makes it past captain.
He did end up being captain though.
Even Jody outranks him by the.
He has the Titan. Yeah. Oh, everybody outranks him really.
Anyway, so Adam, would you give us the trivia for the episode, please?
I can indeed.
Fun facts, sexy fun facts with Adam.
He doesn't like the sexy fun facts part. That's why we're still doing it.
Oh, I know why you're doing it. Yeah, it's great. Okay, let's go. So this is the first time that the studio models introduced a new series, the 4-foot miniature Enterprise D. The Romulan scout ship was a new one, and the second I can't say this often, the Derek X class Romulan ship as well. All three can be seen during the standoff during that first act. Oh. So the first time there was actual models.
Yeah, because I knew they ended up moving to the bigger scale model during the series. I just didn't know when it happened.
No, they moved down actually, Jody. So the original series was.
Oh, I thought it was up.
Yeah, the first in the pilot, it was 6 feet long. Its size made it really difficult to work with, so it was decided to create a new 4-foot model, which appears for the first time in this episode. This model had greater surface detail and was much easier to work with. There were a large number of subtle changes to the ship, including 2 rows of windows along the leading edge of the saucer section to match the location of 10 forward.
Oh, neat.
So that became visible. So just so everybody's clear here, this is 1989 when this was made. No CGI.
This wasn't CG'd. Yeah, this is all models.
It's all models, yeah. So like when they have to do stuff with models, you have to be pretty picky about how much you put it on screen, right? And what you show.
Right.
And how yeah. Our favorite guy, Ronald D. Moore, describes this story as the Cuban Missile Crisis at the neutral zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This marks the first appearance of James Sloyan, as you mentioned, as Eldor Jorok. He became a prolific Star Trek actor. He appears in Star Trek again as Kimtar in the Marigold.
Kimtar.
Yeah. And he also became the larger role of Odo's father, called Dave, early on. In
Dr. Maura Paul.
Yep, in The Alternate and The Begotten.
Yeah.
Nelvana 3 was actually named after a Canadian animation studio called Nelvana Limited.
Yeah, I used to like when I would watch like the shows like the raccoons or whatever.
Yeah,
they'd be like Nelvana, and I was like,
and their thing was a polar bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
with like that shooting star thing or whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but why would Ronald D. Moore want to name something after Nelvana cartoon, like the animation studio? Like
maybe he liked the raccoons.
Maybe he liked the raccoons. Yeah, maybe.
Well, who didn't?
Me. Episode. The episode begins with Data rehearsing a scene from William Shakespeare's Henry V, while being watched by John Lee Picard, played by Patrick Stewart. In the scene, the part of Michael Williams, being acted by a holodeck construct, is also played by Patrick Stewart under heavy makeup. In this situation, Picard followed the lead of King Henry and walked around his troops, as it were. It is notable that only Bates, the only other character in the scene, is credited at the end of the episode. Why is that interesting? I'll tell you in a second here.
Yeah, why?
We'll come back to that. Actually, we'll do it right now. Okay. So John Bates, who is playing a character called Simon Templeman, pardon me, is a British actor who's the real life husband of Rosalind Chow. Yeah.
Oh, Keiko
O'Brien. And by the way, she passed away last year.
Yeah,
so
right. I forgot about that. I forgot that she had passed away. Yeah.
She was too young. She was like,
and actually just recently didn't Crushers.
No, it was
Marina Sirtis' husband. Yeah, in real life. Yeah, he died before COVID though. That was like 6 years ago.
No, but also Beverly's. I can't remember her name. The girl that was always with her.
Oh, you talk about Nurse Ogawa?
Yeah, I think she died recently too.
Yeah,
that's her. That's her, Rosalind Chow.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm mixing
Rosalind Chow.
No, Rosalind
Keiko.
Keiko.
Oh, Keiko died. Sorry, you're right. Pardon me. I got them all.
Maybe they're both dead. I don't know, but like I thought I
think they are though.
Patty Yasuki. I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah,
she was the one who played Nurse Ogawa.
She died last year. That's the one who died last year.
Is Rosalind Chow dead? Do we have to issue?
Right, hold on here.
I
didn't think she was. I don't think she's dead. She's not.
Okay,
she's alive.
She's alive. We're okay. She's fine. Sorry,
Rosalind Chow.
So Rosalind Chow is alive.
Please make sure you send your hate mail to
me,
Adam
Woodward at Live Long and Podcast.
Do I have that? Okay, cool.
All
right.
So.
Well, Dr. Crusher and Gerard discussed the recent events at Gondor Core, which allowed her to learn about something about Romulan anatomy. She eyes war.
You got the comments kept flooding in about like this Rosalind Chow.
Yeah, that's because they are way more or way more.
That's right. She was in that show 3 Body Problem too. Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh boy. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I apologize to Rosalind. She's live and cooking. If her family's watching, I didn't mean to worry you.
They're not watching. Don't worry about it.
Maybe Samuel Templeman is though.
Maybe.
Okay. I don't even know where I was. Okay, this episode introduces two Romulan
These haven't been
military.
that sexy. I can tell you right
Listen, I'm talking about the Romulan military. There was two
right.
introductions of ranks here: the admiral and the sub-lieutenant. First time we've seen this.
Yeah, it was interesting that like they have just the rank of admiral in the Romulan military, but whatever.
Yeah. When the Klingon ships decloak near the end of the episode, the version of the Klingon theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture is played.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, they love that.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. Just making this is the first mention of the first episode to mention the Treaty of Algeron in I guess the Next Gen.
Algeron.
Yes, I guess
Yeah,
you're right.
Alderaan is a whole different universe.
I didn't say Alderaan. I said Algeron.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like Star Wars.
I think we're playing you off now because ratings are now showing up on the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, sorry, I should have said fun facts. Oh, that's Jamil's.
This whole show is just
Disorganized.
Yeah, we're pretty bad today.
You know what? Let's just go to it then. Wait a second here. I see one more thing here. Ronald, this episode written by Ronald D. Moore opens with a similar premise. Sorry, I'm just saying here. A fighter pilot who thinks he has escaped the custody of the Cylons, headed for Galactica, is in a captured Cylon raider. So it turns out to be Captain Starbuck later. That was a great episode. So there's a little bit of
So he stole his own idea and he did it in Battlestar?
He stole his own idea and used it in Battlestar, which I just watched that episode a few days ago. I love that episode.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat, get your ratings in so we can show everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for those horrible fun facts tonight because you guys were throwing me off. Cole, it's all your fault.
Yeah,
It's all Cole's fault.
Blame me. You won't.
Usually I'm the kicking bag, but anyway.
All right. Well, let's get into our ratings and give the score to this episode. And figure out.
Happily score this episode.
Okay. I like when I watched it today, I was so amazed by it. I was like, this is a 10. This has got to be a 10. It's got a few flaws and I can nitpick it, sure, but like I think I'm willing to go 10. I was even thinking 11 earlier, but I'm going to stay at 10. So, Jody.
You read my mind. I'm doing 10 as well.
10 from Jody. Adam.
This is a 10.
Okay.
This is in my top episodes of Next Gen right across the board. Listen, I've been pretty negative. If you go back 2 weeks where I was only a 3 and I'm very upset, I am happy to say this is a freaking awesome episode. Awesome,
you gave the price a 3?
Jody, that was terrible. You
terrible.
weren't even here that week. It was awesome.
No, I would have gave it a 3.
I liked it. But apparently I'm a weird one. Okay, Cole. Now you've had 3 10s in a row here. Are you going to break this streak?
Oh man. The only reason is I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10, just because of the shoulder pads.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
You know,
I didn't even consider the shoulder pads.
The shoulder pads threw me off. First time
That's
viewing.
what they are.
I'm gonna go down to a 9.5. He's right though. They need to be punished.
Okay. Well, okay. So we're averaging 9.6 between the 4 of us tonight. This has an 8.4 on IMDb.
What is wrong with this world where they think this is an 8? Give me a
break. That's high.
That's it's the shoulder pads. I would look at those IMDb comments.
Yeah, I've been a lot of
that's the highest rating this season.
I think it might be the highest rating. Oh, it's the highest rating since Q Who.
Q Who is an amazing episode though.
And only like Elementary Dear Data is up in the 8s and Conspiracy and these kinds of episodes. So anyway, there you go. So the Defector seems like it's a pretty good one. We'll see if it stands up to a top 10 episode over time. Yet you can forgive the Ferengi garb. Yeah, well, that's over the Romulan garb. Now we'll take this one down. We'll look ahead to episode 11. Which we'll be covering next week. I think we have Jane and Adam set to come in for this one. We are going to be covering, where is it? It's called The Hunted.
It's a great episode. Jeez.
As Captain Picard and his... sorry?
We're into some great ones now.
Yeah. As Captain Picard and his staff meet with the leaders of a planet on Angosia 3 who are petitioning for Federation membership, they find themselves learning more than expected about the Angosians when they offer to help capture a local escaped prisoner. And this is a really great episode as well, as I remember it. So I'm looking forward to reviewing that. Adam will be back for that one. And we have one more spot. We'll figure out who our final panelist will be next time.
So Sparky says he'd give it maybe a 9.
You give maybe a 9? Is it because of the shoulder pads that you're taking a mark off, Sparky? Tabula Rosa is a Tabula Rosa. Are you talking about Sub Rosa? Because the Tabula Rosa is a member, is like an episode of Lost. I think.
Yeah, and if it is that other one, Sparky, I really question your logic, because there's no way that episode's a 10.
Norman's given a 10 too. It's one of the few.
Yeah, Norman actually was one of the first person to actually give us a rating. Originally, he said this, which is, I give this episode a 10, and not the only one that will be getting this rating this season.
Yeah, so, I almost gave 11. That's how much I liked it.
It's a great episode.
This episode does not. I've seen this probably 30, 40 times in my life now. It is so good.
This is one that I don't skip every time I go through my watch through.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well done. Okay, well, it was a good night here. Thanks for everyone who stayed with us through the technical difficulties and all that. Make sure to check out all our other podcasts here on Live Long and Podcast. We are doing an ongoing series where we're reviewing For All Mankind. That's a show on Apple TV. That's all about space travel, alternate timelines. We are on every Monday night about that show. Our next one will be season 4, episode 3 this Monday. We're talking about an episode called The Bear Hug. And then we also we did Star Trek Radio Theater recently. You can go back and listen to that. An episode we haven't actually covered yet in the podcast, but it's
coming up though, isn't it?
It's coming up soon. Yeah, this was episode 10 and this was episode 15, so it's going to be
about
in
a month.
Yeah. About a month we'll have it. So look out for that. Also on the Super Mater Brothers podcast channel, which is in the United Federation of Podcasts, we were just talking about Survivor last night. Survivor episode 9 of season 49. If you're loyal to all, you're loyal to none. So make sure to go check those things out if you're into Survivor. I like that the Outrageous Akona. That's a 10. That's a 10.
Norman, we have in Canada, we're allowed to have Cuban cigars, and actually have one from my trip down there a few weeks ago.
We're allowed to go on vacation there too. Or I guess Americans can if they fly to Canada or Mexico first, but
they can't fly from
the States, right? Yeah. Well,
they can still go, I believe.
Okay. The Outrageous Akona is a 10. I'm still trying to get over that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that comment.
I don't know how it's got Terry Hatcher, so maybe that's.
But let's be honest, we still appreciate Sparky being here, Norman, and the whole crew. Sam was here earlier, I believe, and we had a whole bunch of people here.
Yeah, we appreciate all the livers.
We love the chatters. That's the best one. World Mind as well was here.
If an American jumps over the border,
and David Jones was here as well. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thanks for being with us. Thanks to Cole. Sorry, Cole, you had to be on your phone again, but it worked a lot better than what you had. So, and we're gonna send Jody over to fix whatever's up with your computer. Coolant leak. Let's get out of here. All right, we'll leave you with this quote before we sign off here for tonight. Let's see.
Oh, bye, Cole. All right.
Is Cole gone?
Yeah, he just left. He probably hit the wrong button.
He's pulling his head.
He's using a phone, so.
Here it is. We'll see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast.
I cannot betray my people.
You've already betrayed your people, Admiral. You've made your choices, sir. You're a traitor. Now, if the bitter taste of that is unpalatable to you, I am truly sorry. But I will not risk my crew because you think you can dance on the edge of the neutral zone.
See you next time, everyone. Good night.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise. Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.